Hey everybody, Rob Hill here with Total Wine & More, and I am standing in the barrel room of the Bruery in Orange County, California. And with me is Patrick Rue, the founder of the Bruery. Patrick, great to have you with us.
Great to be here.
So this is the largest beer barrel room I have ever been in. And in fact, it's only half of your barrel room. How many barrels are we looking at here?
Thanks. We love barrels. It's approximately 3,000 barrels.
Wow. So that's got to be one of the, if not the largest rooms in the beer industry or in the craft beer industry.
Absolutely. I think craft brewers in general are getting more and more into barrel aging, so we should see some other folks who maybe get to be as large as us, but really happy to be at the forefront of this.
Absolutely. Well, these barrels here are your sour beers. You've got a big sour beer program. They're becoming more and more popular every year. Tell us a little bit about your sour beer program.
Well, our sour beers are generally in wine barrels. That's what you see around us. Few are in bourbon barrels. So these beers will age anywhere from, let's say, 8 months at the shortest, all the way up to 3 years. Painful, but you know,
Right.
It's what you got to do to make great beer.
And you do a lot of blending. So you might have a barrel of beer A, but you end up blending it with another beer, right?
Yeah, exactly. So with sour beer production, we're using bacteria called Lactobacillus and Pediococcus, which make the beer sour, as well as different wild yeasts called Brettanomyces, which give a interesting funkiness. Each barrel will be a little bit different because the population of those organisms are different. It might be in a different temperature based on where it is in the barrel stack. So every beer or every barrel is really very unique, and we need to do a lot of blending to get the beer that we want to have.
And so from one year to the next of the same named beer, there might be some differences in the flavor, but that's part of the plan, really, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think beer is much more interesting if there's some variables, and this year was better than last year and that kind of thing. I think it makes it more interesting than every year is exactly the same.
So of your entire portfolio of the Bruery beers, roughly, what did you say earlier, 40% of your beers are barrel beers?
Yeah, absolutely. With a pretty even split between, it's probably around 20% sour and 20% sort of big, robust bourbon barrel-aged beers. I think beer deserves a lot more respect than it gets. Beers like this can, at your Thanksgiving or your Christmas meal, they have a place there, just right next to the wine.
So in the next room are all the bourbon barrels, and tell us a little bit about your bourbon barrel aging program.
Basically, our shortest is about 10 months for smoking wood. That's a imperial rye smoked porter aged in. We have both rye whiskey barrels and we have bourbon barrels, which are interesting to compare.
Called smoking wood.
Smoking wood, okay. Yeah. All the way to our anniversary beer, which we age in the Solera method. So some of the barrels that we have are from 2008, some of our first batches of beer. Pretty wide span of time. This
adds cost, in addition to flavor, to the whole process. All of your beers come in 750 milliliter wine-sized bottles.
Right.
And it's not a $2 beer. It costs a little bit more, but it's a whole different experience. And that was the plan from the beginning, right?
We feel like we're delivering value in a way that when you compare what you could get for other beverages, it's just as complex as something that is much more expensive than our beer. So
right, and these beers are great for food pairing, so great at the dinner table. Many of them are great with desserts.
Absolutely.
And many of them are really meant for sipping. You put it in a snifter and just enjoy it.
Yeah, really great for sharing. Some of our stronger bourbon barrel aged beers, I've heard people serving 8 people off of one bottle and all of them being really satisfied and being like, that's 4 ounces is perfect.
Right.
I guess I'd like our customers to really think about us as hopefully a trusted partner in guiding you towards a new beer experience. We like to take an experimental approach. We don't want our beers to taste like something else that's also on the shelves. So I think every time you pick up a bottle, you can expect a new experience. Hopefully a delicious experience. Sometimes with sour beers, if you're not familiar with them, first time can be
it's a
interesting
new experience. Right. And the bottom line, though, is it's a treat for the customer at the end of the day through all this experimentation.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that, to me, is what the Bruery is all about. Patrick, thanks so much for being with us.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Thank you.